All right, it's going to be Chris Lockwood and Indy Kirkenbauer have the front row. Justin Swafford, Nate Johnson will have the second row. Once they start rolling, we will go silent, but keep looking through the numbers. Patrick Gitter and Jeremy Gardner on the third row. Jacob Morgan, David Ballard on the fourth row. Pudge Nowski and Blair Patterson rounding out the top 10. Richie Joplin, Colby Whipple, 11th and 12th. Kevin Bernheimer in 13th, Jared Woodard 14th, Jerry Culver in 15th, and Patrick Piper in 16th. John Billingsley 17th, 18th is Brandon McLaughlin, Russell Worth in 19th, and Lonnie Roberts in 20th. 21st is Austin Newell, Blake Vicken in 22nd, Hannah Montana 23rd, and James Smith in 24th. Mickey Mouse is 25th, PJ Cox 26th, Jason Miz 27th, Ryan McDaniel 28th, 29th is Jim Dowman, 30th is Brandon Newby, Lyle Mitchell, 21st, Dean Webb, Otto Cruz, both in race control. Huge shout out to them. Kenny Hyde Jr. starting at the tail end of the field. Ryan McDaniel is cheering for himself here tonight. Jeff Sheldon is cheering for Ricky Rudd, which honestly I can kind of get behind that. Once that pace car starts rolling, we will have a moment of silence up till the green flag drops. Thank you so much to the Nowski Nation. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. That was beautiful. Alright, race control is going to get them all stacked up and ready to go. Everybody getting stacked back up, ready to go. Gets a little buggy when you have the when you do these things, but I have to say a huge shout out to everybody for doing it tonight. Lights are out on the pace car, getting ready to go green from Auto Club. Alright, pace car about to drop in. Pace car is in. Here they go. Chris Lockwood, Indy Kirkenbauer leading them down. Green flag officially in the air. We are down and away at Auto Club in California, and this will be an exciting non-stop side-by-side battle race as Justin Swafford is about to prove. Swafford out of turn 2, going for the lead. Three and four wide at the back of the field, but up front it is Justin Swafford to the lead. A lot of cars, a lot of trucks, side by side all the way around the track for lap number 1. And look at this, Indy Kirkenbauer, the ringer, brought in to defeat Patrick Gitter, now right up to Patrick Gitter's back bumper. Indy started on the front row, drifted back to about 5th, cranked it up in 3 and 4, and now he is going to the lead. Indy's first race with the Nowski Nation, and he might take the lead here in just a moment. Indy Kirkenbauer down to the bottom. Out of turn 4, he slides up. And now it is the son leading for the first time in his Nowski Nation career. Indy Kirkenbauer up front. You know Dad's spotting for him, I bet. I'm giving him a little help out there, and he is flying. Already trying to pull away on the field. Down the back straightaway, a little bit of a gap on Chris Lockwood. Swafford in third, Patrick Gitter in fourth, Jeremy Gardner in fifth. Jacob Morgan and Nowski battling it out for sixth right now. Nate Johnson currently seventh, Blair Patterson in eighth. Blair is in ninth, David Ballard in 10th, Richie Joplin back in 11th. Jerry Culver up in 12th, up 3 spots already, battling with Colby Whipple. Indy still up front in the lead. Lockwood in second, Swafford in third. Patrick Gitter back into fourth. Look at this on the bottom. Pudge is still making his way forward. Gardner up. Oh, Morgan and Pudge almost get together. Gardner moved down the track. Chris Lockwood now battling for the lead up front. Lockwood to the lead. Indy Kirkenbauer back to second. Swafford in third. Gitter now in fourth. And look at the moves these guys are making early in the race, trying to get everything they can. Once this race settles in, about 10 laps in, this track tends to have long green flag runs, despite the insanity you see out there on track. A lot of room to race around on this 2-mile track. Everybody getting single file. Patrick Piper jumps down to the bottom. He is making a move for 16th. Brandon McLaughlin up on the high side. Blake Vicken down to the bottom, also trying to advance. A lot of drivers laying back here just a little bit early on. Mickey Mouse is falling off the back of the pack just a little bit, but it is side by side. Out back, Ryan McDaniel, Jim Dowman, PJ Cox, Jason Miz, all in that pack. Looks like the pack is starting to break up just a little bit. Several distinct groups starting to form as they battle it out all over the track. Chris Lockwood still in the lead. Indy still in second. Swafford in third. Patrick Gitter in fourth. Pudge now up into fifth. Jacob Morgan up to sixth. Gardner in seventh. Blair Patterson now up into... Nate Johnson now up into eighth. Blair back to ninth. David Ballard in 10th. Richie Joplin in 11th. Kevin Bernheimer currently running in 12th. Colby Whipple in 13th. Jerry Culver in 14th. Brandon McLaughlin now up into 15th. Jarrett Woodard 16th. Blake Vicken 17th. Patrick Piper 18th. Billingsley 19th. And Russell Worth in 20th. And they are really going at it here. Back around 20th, they are battling like it's the last lap. And they're battling for they're going like they're battling for the lead back here, practically leaning on each other every turn. Austin Newell in 20th. Russell Worth up to 21st. Brandon Newby up 8 spots to 22nd. Kenny Hyde Jr. already up 11 spots to 23rd. James Smith 24th. Hannah Montana in 25th. Lonnie Roberts 26th. Jason Miz in 27th. PJ Cox 28th. Ryan McDaniel 29th. Jim Dowman in 30th. 31st is Lyle Mitchell. Mickey Mouse back in 32nd. Looks like Mickey had some problems on lap 1. The front half of the field, about the top 14, have gone single file for the moment. Back behind them, it's a totally different story. And I'm willing to bet Brandon Newby has a great view right about now. Look at him as he goes off into turn one, side by side ahead as Russell Worth continues marching that Chevy toward the front. Brandon Newby finds an opening, drops down to the bottom. A little bit of a blink out of Brandon will happen, hop in Patrick Piper's car as we go through turns 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway they go, back toward the start-finish line. Brandon Newby did that lap in 42.5 seconds around that 2-mile D-shaped oval. Chris Lockwood out front. Indy Kirkenbauer seems to be just riding along, playing it a bit patient. Hey, Skyler, I saw your message. I'll respond here in a little bit, buddy. How you doing tonight, Skyler? Hey, Clay, how old is Indy? Is he the youngest member now of the Nowski Nation? Jeremy Gardner back in 5th, Pudge in 6th. Blair in 7th and Nate Johnson in 8th. Blair starting to try and make a comeback. Remember, Blair was up in the top 3 in points early on in the season, has drifted all the way back to 12th in points, looking to fight his way back up. I didn't see or hear anything, Clay. Chris Lockwood in the lead. Indy showing incredible patience for his age. Justin Swafford back in 3rd. Patrick Gitter in 4th. Biggest movers so far, Blake Vicken currently running in 15th, up 7 spots from where he started. Kenny Hyde Jr. in 22nd has gained 12 spots since the start of the race. Brandon Newby in 21st, up 9 spots. And it looks like Brandon McLaughlin is really sending it right now. Saw him come off of turn 4 and just drive it down to the bottom, trying to make the pass on Vicken. But Blake fighting back up on the high side. McLaughlin has a nose ahead and a little bit of help from behind. Jarrett Woodard right there giving him a hand, pushing him down, and McLaughlin now moves up into 13th. Blake Vicken in 14th. Lockwood still up front, leading the race. Indy in 2nd. Justin Swafford 3rd. Patrick Gitter in 4th. Jeremy Gardner in 5th. Pudge up into 6th. Richie Joplin Started in 11th, hung out outside the top 10 for a couple laps, then decided it was time to come toward the front. He's now up 4 spots into 7th. Blair Patterson currently running in 8th, Colby Whipple in 9th, Nate Johnson in 10th, and look at this! 3 wide! Easy there, Nate! 3 wide all the way through 1 and 2. These guys are not giving an inch tonight, and I don't think very many of these drivers are saving tires or fuel. Chris Lockwood opening up a small gap on Indy Kirkenbauer. Justin Swafford in 3rd. Giving Indy a big push down the front straightaway. Off into turn 1 they go. Patrick Gitter right back there in 4th. Jeremy Gardner now up in 5th. Indy down to the bottom into 3 and 4, trying to get back up to Lockwood. Caution! Our first caution of the night, James Smith involved. Oh, a little bump with the 26. The 22 goes around into the grass. Doesn't hit anything, but heavy left side damage on that truck. Almost 20 laps into the race. Expect to see everybody on pit road this time. Chris Lockwood and Indy Kirkenbauer have managed to lead every lap of the race so far. Justin Swafford, Patrick Gitter, Jeremy Gardner. Swafford is giving Kirkenbauer a lot of help here down the front straightaway, helping him keep in touch with Chris Lockwood. Patrick Gitter and Jeremy Gardner have had exceptional runs, just haven't been able to do anything with those top 2. Brandon Newby, just a quick update. You better win after bailing out of baby duty. All the trucks on pit road, every truck still on the lead lap, all 32 of them. Chris Lockwood and Indy Kirkenbauer, the first 2 to hit pit road, or hit their pit stalls rather. And the top 2, Lockwood gets off pit road first. And Indy ends up losing a couple positions in the race off pit road, drops back into 6th. I expect to see him back up toward the front anytime, though. That kid is fast. Let's see if we can get a word with him. Hey, Indy, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yep, I gotcha.
Hey, first off, congratulations on leading so early on, but man, you have been fast all over Lockwood's bumper the whole time.
Yeah, I'm just trying to save tires.
Definitely a good strategy here. Is Dad standing over you barking orders at you? Oh, looks like we might have lost him. Looks like there might have been some technical difficulties. We'll try and get Indy back here later in the race. And gonna try and talk to, I think this is Newbie. Hey, Brandon, it's Doug. You got me? It looks like communication difficulties galore tonight. So as they get ready for the restart, it is Chris Lockwood and Patrick Gitter up front, Jeremy Gardner and Justin Swafford on the second row. Pudge and Indy have the third row, Richie Joplin, Blair Patterson on the fourth, Nate Johnson and Colby Whipple round out the top 10. Blake Vicken now up to 12th after starting 22nd. Kenny Hyde Jr. up to 17th after starting in 34th. Yeah, Clay, it looked like he just suddenly muted and lost, And here they go, green flag back in the air. Lockwood jumps out front, holds Patrick Gitter off for the moment. Gardner now in third. Justin Swafford looking for third, down to the bottom. Pudge now up into fifth, Indy up to sixth. Blair Patterson now in 7th. Richie Joplin up to 8th. Nate Johnson in 9th. Colby Whipple in 10th. Colby continues his march forward in the points. Oh, Gitter is around. He manages to drop down and hold on to it, but he is going to be on pit road and lose a lot of time. Let's see if we can see what happened to Patrick Gitter here. He just gets loose, going for the lead. The points leader is going to lose a ton of ground. Chris Lockwood to the lead now. Pudge up to second. Swafford in third. Indy Kirkenbauer in fourth. Jeremy Gardner is fifth. Nate Johnson, Blair Patterson, Richie Joplin, Colby Whipple, and now Blake Vicken rounding out the top 10. Patrick Gitter has drifted all the way back into the 32nd spot after that incident out of turn 4, got loose, ended up going down pit road. Now a half a lap behind. And Kevin Bernheimer just ran the fastest lap of the race so far. The second fastest lap of the race, Kevin Bernheimer just ran a 41.15. The second fastest lap was Indy Kirkenbauer with a 41.18. Same with Chris Lockwood. Some extremely fast and close times being run out here. And look at this. Indy is going back to second, down underneath Pudge. Hey, good evening, Graham. Miss you, buddy. Chris Lockwood has 0.4 of a second over Indy Kirkenbauer. Indy about to pull ahead of Pudge right here. Swafford back and forth. Blair in fifth. Blake Vicken up 13 spots from 22nd to 9th. Kenny Hyde Jr. up 22 spots from 34th to 12th. He is on a charge. Jim Dowman, another one that started at the back in 29th, already up into 22nd. And Chris Lockwood might be in trouble here as Indy has ran him down after passing Pudge. Looking back to that second group, Kenny Hyde Jr. currently in 12th, leading the second group, trying to pull back up to the lead pack. He's got help from Jerry Culver right behind him. Jerry has run through the pack in almost every race, charged through the field, and got up there only to have bad luck in this race early, hoping to finish tonight in the top 10. Considering the way Culver comes through the field next season, these guys might be in trouble, especially if he starts qualifying a lot better like he did here tonight. Hello, Jerry. We might have to talk about your choice of beer. Holy cow! 3 wide right in front of that second pack. Bernheimer. Nate Johnson is up there. Blake Ficken and Colby Whipple. Those four are battling 8th through 11th place right now, and they are not taking any prisoners. I said it earlier, nobody out here is saving tires and fuel. We heard Indy say he was trying to save a little bit of tire. He gets up there to about second and just drives patiently. Oh, a little wiggle out of Indy as he comes up the track on the front stretch. Budge back in third. Justin Swafford currently fourth. Swafford has 2 wins on the season, has worked his way up to third in points. Brandon Newby currently back in 25th place. He skipped out on baby duty to race here tonight. Buddy, you better run through this field quickly. Just send it. Lockwood still in the lead, about a third of the way through this race. Top 3 all within half a second right now. Swafford also there. Jeremy Gardner back in 5th. Blair Patterson up into 6th. We talked about it earlier. He's had a string of bad races, looking to make a comeback here tonight. Definitely getting it done so far. Started in 10th, now up into 6th. Richie Joplin back there in 7th had that epic win at Talladega. Prior to that race, he had a string of bad races. Since that win, he is charged up here and been in contention every single week. Now Richie looking low on Blair for 6th place. Kenny Hyde Jr. continuing his march toward the front, currently running in 13th. Brandon McLaughlin up 3 spots into 15th. Austin Newell up 5 spots into 16th. John Billingsley currently in 17th. Jason Miz up 9 spots, currently running in 18th. Look at that move by Jason Miz. Off turn 4, drove it down to the bottom, jumped past McLaughlin. Caution! Russell Worth involved. Russell, you better not have hurt that Chevy, bud. Russell in the middle, 4 wide. Brandon Newby is pushed into the wall. Russell Worth ends up down in the grass. Let's see a different angle on that one. There they come off of turn 4. Just doesn't know Newbie is there. Let's see if the chopper caught this one. I'm not sure if Russell was dodging or got tapped on this one. Oh, he gets a little bump. Looks like there was a bit of netcode involved in that one as well. Great save by Russell. Chris Lockwood still has the lead. It's been about 15 laps since everybody was on pit road. Could see a bit of a mix to who comes to pit road this time. Maybe not. It looks like they're all coming down. Coming to lap 36, all the drivers on pit road for their second stop of the night. This is not a track where you take risks and play with tire strategy very often, especially 15, 16 laps into a run. Chris hits his pit box, as does Indy. Justin Swafford behind him. Nate Johnson behind him. Jeremy Gardner on pit road. Jim Dowman looked like he might have gotten shuffled down to pit road during that exchange. Chris Lockwood still holding the lead. One driver this definitely benefits is the points leader, Patrick Gitter. The field will be packed back up. He is still on the lead lap. Has an opportunity to work his way forward. Jason Miz has been flying through this field. Don't see Jason available to talk to, unfortunately, as everybody sorts out. Kenny Hyde Jr., another one who has flown through the field, up 22 spots. They begin to stack back up for the restart. It is Lockwood and Swafford on the front row. Nate Johnson, Jeremy Gardner on the second row. Pudge and Jerry Culver. Culver now up into 6th on the third row. Kevin Bernheimer and Richie Joplin have the 4th row. Blair Patterson and Colby Whipple rounding out the top 10. Indy Kirkenbauer has drifted back to 12th after that pit stop. Looks like he had a long stop that time. Drop in the comments. Let us know who you're cheering for here tonight. Who you want to see win or who you think is going to win. Out of turn 4, pace car is in. Green flag is in the air, getting word Indy missed his pit stall. Off into turn one, it is still Lockwood up front. We'll see how quickly Indy can get back up there. He's got a guy like Kenny Hyde Jr. back there, if he has to follow to the front. Down the back straightaway, single file for the most part in the top 10. Except up at the front where Justin Swafford's going to the lead for the first time tonight. David Michael Lee saying his money is on Indy Kirkenbauer. The way that kid's driving, that's a fairly safe bet here tonight. Adelaide cheering on Kenny Hyde Jr. And Pete cheering on Colby Whipple. Colby having a great season, has made his way up into 7th in points. A big gap from Colby to Pudge right now, but that could change at any moment here. Colby's run is especially good considering he has the disadvantage of driving a Ford. Skylar Massey also betting on the kid. Indy's got a lot of folks out here cheering for him tonight. On the restart, he restarted in 12th, made his way up to 10th right now, battling Kenny Hyde Jr. for 9th. Chris Lockwood still has the lead, but Swafford is staying with him step for step. Pudge right there, as well as Jeremy Gardner, and now Blair Patterson back into the top 5. Kevin Bernheimer in 6th, Nate Johnson 7th, Richie Joplin 8th, Kenny Hyde Jr. in 9th, Indy Kirkenbauer in 10th. Austin Newell currently running 11th, Colby Whipple 12th, Jason Miz in 13th, John Billingsley 14th, and Jarrett Woodard in 15th. And Clay, I just realized I'm saying your name wrong again. Chris Lockwood out front has the Justin Swafford all over the back bumper. 3rd through 5th, though, those guys are really going at it. Blair Patterson down to the bottom under Pudge. Pudge right up by the... Oh, we've got a car in the wall off turn 2. Looks like it was Nate Johnson. He had a close call with the wall earlier on in the race, and now it has finally caught him. I had to go looking through my notes very, very quickly. Chris Lockwood still holding the lead. Indy now up into 9th. Austin Newell, haven't talked about him. One of the newer drivers in the Nowski Nation is now all the way up into 10th after starting 21st. Jason Miz also up 15 spots to 12th. Brandon Newby heard that he was in trouble for skipping baby duty. He is now up to 15th after starting in 30th. Lyle Mitchell, another one of the new drivers, qualified in 31st up to 24th. And you see just how bumpy that back straightaway is. That will come into play on a long green flag run once the tires wear in. It is not uncommon to see a truck walk across the track back and forth just because the bump that can make the bumps, and that can make things extremely exciting. Richie Joplin started in 11th. He is now up into 6th, but look at Kenny Hyde Jr. Started 34th, is now in 7th. Got Kevin Bernheimer giving him a little push down the back straightaway. Here comes Indy up on the high side. Lockwood continues to lead. He's led the most laps so far as we approach the halfway point. And you see these guys all over the track using every inch of the track. Indy now down to the bottom looking for 8th. Bernheimer currently there. Kenny Hyde Jr. in 7th. Let's take a lap around with Kenny. He's got one of the best seats in the house right now as they come down the front straightaway. You see just how much more bumpy this track is than Michigan. Out of the throttle into turn 1, running up on the high side to try and keep that engine cranked up just a little bit more with the wider arc through the turn. Down the back straightaway, and you see the truck having to fight it all the way down the back straightaway. Constantly having to adjust your line around this track. Off of turn 4, still bumpy. The front straightaway a little bit better. And Pudge stuck up on the high side, might be losing some ground as here comes Kenny Hyde. Chris Lockwood still at the front, Swafford in 2nd, Gardner in 3rd as we hit the halfway point. Richie Joplin in 4th, Blair Patterson in 5th, Pudge in 6th, Kenny Hyde 7th, Indy in 8th, Kevin Bernheimer 9th, and Colby Whipple now into the top 10 in 10th. Jason Miz started way back in 27th, already up to 11th. Austin Newell, another big mover. Oh! Looked like one of those cars got extremely loose off turn 4. Couldn't tell who it was. Jarrett Woodard back in 13th. John Billingsley. He is one of those drivers we don't talk about a whole lot in the race, but he has been consistently marching his way quietly through fields every single week. Expect him to be in contention for the championship next season just due to the fact that he is so consistent so far. Our points leader, Patrick Gitter, currently back in 15th place. After going all the way to the back of the field, got loose off turn 4, ended up having to drive down pit road. Lost half a lap in the process. The caution came out just in the nick of time. Stayed on the lead lap and now marching his way back toward the front. Brandon Newby now in 16th. Blake Vick in 17th. PJ Cox back there in 18th. And Lonnie Roberts in 19th. Hannah Montana currently in 20th. David Ballard 21st. Brandon McLaughlin 22nd. Ryan McDaniel in 23rd. Patrick Piper in 24th. A bit of a surprise to see Culver back in 25th. Looks like on his last pit stop, he might have only taken right side tires. Nate Johnson back in 26th. 27th is Jacob Morgan. James Smith now up to 27th, moving Morgan back to 28th. Russell Worth in 29th, and Lyle Mitchell in 30th. Mickey Mouse and Jim Dowman rounding out the field. Chris Lockwood in the lead, about to come around and lap Jim Dowman. Let's try and get a look at Jim's truck. I'm curious if he has some damage, or looks like he does have some right side damage on that truck. He has popped the wall at some point, and this is not a track that you can have aero damage at and expect to be fast. Lockwood comes around, puts him a lap down. Richie Joplin has snuck his way up into second place. But Swafford is not done with him yet. Justin Swafford up to the high side. Jeremy Gardner currently in fourth, and Blair Patterson in fifth. And look at this battle going on. This is for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Blake Vicken has come to pit road. Kenny High Jr., Blair Patterson, and Pudge Nowski all battling it out 5th, 6th, and 7th. Indy back there in 8th. Looks like he is just playing it safe for the moment. He did say earlier when we talked to him he was trying to save tires. The way these guys are racing, he might have the best strategy out here. He'll be able to run past them at some point. Chris Lockwood, though, while they battle for second back behind him, has opened up a 1.3 second lead. Richie now firmly in second with Justin Swafford in third, but here comes Gardner. Kenny High Jr. finally falling in line. Blair Patterson and Pudge falling in line behind him. Indy still holding on to the lead pack, currently in 8th. Jason Miz now up into 9th place. He is having one heck of a run tonight. Same with Austin Newell. Austin currently in 11th after starting 21st. Blair Patterson is coming to pit road. Our first round of green flag pit stops appears to be underway. 22 laps since they last pitted. Kevin Bernheimer on his way off pit road. Lonnie Roberts now on pit road. We've seen a couple of these races lately come down to tire and fuel strategy. Is it going to happen again here tonight? They last stopped on lap 36. Everybody in the top 10 currently staying out. Now that Blair Patterson is pitted, how long do they stretch it? Nate Johnson is on pit road. Lonnie Roberts and Russell Worth on pit road. And it looks like Pudge and Gardner are coming to pit road. Indy is on pit road. Jason Miz, Colby Whipple, Jared Woodard. All on pit road. Our leader, Chris Lockwood, staying out. Richie Joplin stays out. Kenny Hyde Jr. staying out. Justin Swafford stays out. And the points leader, Patrick Gitter, Also staying out. Austin Newell, John Billingsley, PJ Cox, and Hannah Montana, as well as Brandon McLaughlin, all stay out for the moment. And you see that line of trucks working their way back off as Patrick Gitter, Austin Newell, John Billingsley, and PJ Cox all come to pit road. Every driver will have to make one more pit stop, if I've done the math correctly. The leader is on pit road. Chris Lockwood and Kenny Hyde Jr. both head in. Richie Joplin goes to the lead for the first time tonight. Justin Swafford still holding on to second. Hannah Montana in third as the trucks with fresh tires start to work their way back by. David Ballard now up into fourth after starting in eighth. The top five have not been to pit road yet. Those are the only five left to hit pit road. Richie Joplin stays out another lap. Truck's starting to come back up off pit road now. Hannah Montana has given up third for pit road. How much longer can Richie, Justin, and David Ballard stay out? Blair Patterson is currently leading the trucks that have been to pit road. So once the top three cycle through, it looks like Blair will assume the lead. Richie Joplin and a few others staying out, hoping for a caution, so they can trap a lot of drivers a lap down. And Richie Joplin comes to pit road. Swafford is coming to pit road. Expect David Ballard to give up third. On that 30 lap run for David Ballard, 3 seconds of fall off due to the tires. They had to come to pit road at some point to not lose any more time. Blair Patterson will cycle around to the lead. Pudge is will be in second place, 2 seconds behind. Blair Patterson now comes to the lead, and it has been several races since the last time we saw Blair Patterson leading. Hey, good evening, Richie. How you doing, buddy? Blair Patterson out front by 1.8 seconds over Pudge. Jeremy Gardner in third, Kevin Bernheimer in fourth, Blake Vicken now in fifth. Jason Miz has continued to impress as he comes up to sixth now. Patrick Gitter has worked his way back up into the top 10, currently in seventh. Kenny Hyde Jr. in eighth, Colby Whipple in ninth, and look at this. After pit stops, Indy got it right this time. He is now back in the top 10. Austin Newell in 11th, Jarrett Woodard in 12th, Justin Swafford in 13th. Richie Joplin 14th, and Patrick Piper in 15th. John Billingsley 16th, Ryan McDaniel in 17th, Nate Johnson in 18th, 19th is Jacob Morgan, and Hannah Montana is 20th. PJ Cox is 21st, Jerry Culver in 22nd, James Smith in 23rd, Brandon Newby in 24th. Better crank it up there, buddy. Lonnie Roberts in 25th. Russell Worth in 26th. Chris Lockwood had problems. I think he got a speeding penalty. He is back in 27th after leading the most laps so far tonight. Mickey Mouse 28th. David Ballard in 29th. Lyle Mitchell in 30th. And look at these guys. They are racing like they're going for the win on the last lap. Jim Dowman 31st. Brandon McLaughlin back in 32nd. Brandon has no luck here tonight. A rough race in the Xfinity race at Homestead. Now another one. Another rough race here at Auto Club. Pudge is closing in on Blair Patterson. That gap was 2 seconds, now down to just 0.8 of a second. Jeremy Gardner in third, also right there. Then a 1.6 second gap back to Jason Miz in fourth. Kevin Bernheimer right there with him in fifth. Blake Vicken in sixth. Less than a second behind. Patrick Gitter in second, half a second behind, with Kenny Hyde Jr. all over the back bumper. Colby Whipple currently in ninth place, but not for long. The Kid, Indy the Kid, is battling for ninth place now. Richie Joplin back in 11th, trying to work his way back into the top 10 now as well. Austin Newell, again, a great race, started in 21st, up into 12th. 30 laps to go. Blair Patterson starting to lap some cars. He's gotten around David Ballard, Lyle Mitchell, Jim Dowman, and Brandon McLaughlin. Mickey Mouse just straight ahead. Chris Lockwood not far ahead. What a heartbreak for Lockwood. After dominating the first half of this race, a problem on pit road has put him back into 27th. But Pudge has caught up to the back bumper of Blair Patterson. Their lap times almost identical last time by. This time by, Pudge was 0.3 of a second faster as he drops to the bottom. Blair doesn't fight it right now, just lets him go, hoping to reel him in on the long run. Blair's got a run in the draft, looks down to the inside, down the back straightaway. Into turn 3, here goes Blair. Blair Patterson all the way down to the bottom, Pudge all the way up by the wall. And now it's a drag race between the two of them, back to the start-finish line. It was Pudge at the line that time. Them staying side by side is allowing Jeremy Gardner to close in just a little bit. Jason Miz back and forth, has an opportunity to gain some time now as well. Drag race back down the back straightaway. Pudge has a nose ahead. Blair Patterson through 3 and 4 pulls the nose ahead again. Gardner is now caught up to him. Blair all the way to the apron to get any advantage he can. Gardner in third now with the 2 leaders. Jason Miz closing that gap down as well. Patrick Gitter, the points leader, now up into 5th. Kenny Hyde Jr. in 6th. Kenny Hyde Jr. started way at the back, did not qualify, and look at him now. Richie Joplin in 7th. Indy now clearly in 8th. Kevin Bernheimer all over the back bumper of the kid's car. Back up front, Blair Patterson and Pudge still going at it. Gardner looking for a hole to get through. Jason Miz has really started closing up on these 3. Patrick Gitter now in 5th, Kenny Hyde Jr. in 6th. Those 2 obviously working together, trying to get back up toward the front. Pudge has finally pulled ahead of Blair Patterson. Now Blair has to worry about Jeremy Gardner on the high side as they get 24 laps to go. They will have to make one more stop. Gardner now to 2nd, clears Blair. Blair back to 3rd. Jason Miz now back within striking distance. Patrick Gitter 1.6 seconds back. Blair Patterson is coming in for his final stop. Kenny Hyde Jr., Patrick Gitter, Richie Joplin all in. Indy is in. Pudge stays out. Jason Miz is out. Jeremy Gardner, Justin Swafford, Kevin Bernheimer, Blake Vicken, John Billingsley, Colby Whipple, Hannah Montana, and Ryan McDaniel have the top 10 now. The leaders last stopped on lap. Pudge is in. Jason Miz is in. Jeremy Gardner to the lead. Justin Swafford now to 2nd. Kevin Bernheimer in 3rd. Blake Vicken in 4th. John Billingsley as 5th. Hannah Montana now in 6th as most of the field is cycling through their final stops. One driver I just noticed completely off cycle. David Ballard stopped on lap 64. As did Justin Swafford. That'll give them a few extra laps out there. Could it possibly pay off? Gardner now on pit road. Swafford to the lead. Kevin Bernheimer now in 2nd. Blake Vicken 3rd. John Billingsley 4th. And Hannah Montana in 5th. Swafford last stopped on lap 64. I believe he could go to about lap 90 before having to pit. How far will he stretch it? After pit stops, Blair Patterson back in 7th, Patrick Gitter in 8th, Kenny Hyde in 9th, and Pudge in 10th. Jason Miz now on pit road. Bernheimer is down. Blake Vick and John Billingsley are in. Just under 20 laps to go. Still anybody's race. Once pit stop cycled through, it looks like Patrick Gitter will be up into second, possibly first, as Blair Patterson would be first as of right now. Will Patrick Gitter get his 6th win of the season? Will the kid Indy come in and get his first ever win? And don't worry, folks, if Hannah Montana wins a race, we will not let her sing. Swafford still has the lead. Hannah Montana in second. Neither driver. Hannah is on pit road. Swafford is the last driver to come to pit road. How long will he stay out? Blair Patterson, 33 and a half seconds back in second place. Patrick Gitter in third. Pudge in fourth. Kenny Hyde Jr. will be in fifth. And you see Kevin Bernheimer go flying by Justin Swafford. Those fresh tires making a huge difference here. A little bit of a close call for Bernheimer on the front stretch. Last time by, Justin Swafford ran a 42.99. Blair Patterson, 41.5. Swafford's lead starting to shrink. Remember, he still has to come to pit road. His lead now 30.7 seconds. Blair Patterson in second, navigating a lot of traffic here. Patrick Gitter following him through. Kenny Hyde Jr. back in fourth, currently Pudge in fifth. Indy has worked his way back up into eighth. Colby Whipple, who has been charging through the points in recent weeks, now back up into 12th. And actually, as they run right now, Richie Joplin would actually move up into 7th in points. Okay, now I am really impressed. Tonight was Indy's first ever green flag pit stops on iRacing. Only one mistake and he has fought back from it, so great job by the kid tonight. Swafford has everybody coming around with 13 laps to go. He still stays out. 27 and a half seconds is the lead, but he is losing time rapidly. The longest run we've seen of anybody make on fuel tonight was 29 laps. Justin Swafford last stopped on lap 64 of 100. Don't think he can make it the distance. Although he is trying to stay in the draft of everybody that goes by, just don't think he can save enough. Hey, when Race Control Auto Cruise chimes in and says the kid is doing great, the kid is doing really great. Indy actually just less than half a second behind Kevin Bernheimer and gaining on him now. Indy definitely doing a great job navigating lap traffic here. Justin Swafford still out front, still has not been in for his final stop. 10 laps to go. You have to wonder the strategy. He has got a 25-second lead. Even if he comes to pit road for a splash of gas, he is going to lose the lead here. Did Harry Hogg install extra fuel lines in that truck? Can he somehow miraculously go the distance? Nine laps to go for Justin Swafford. Blair Patterson currently in second. Patrick Gitter in third. Nowski in fourth and Kenny I Jr. in fifth. Jeremy Gardner, Richie Joplin, Kevin Bernheimer, Indy, and Jarrett Woodard rounding out the top 10. Blake Vicken now up to 11th after starting in 21st. Colby Whipple in 12th. Jacob Morgan in 13th. John Billingsley back in 14th. Austin Newell currently running in 15th. Another one having a great run. Hannah Montana in 16th. Nate Johnson has drifted back into 17th after the earlier incident. Patrick Piper in 18th, PJ Cox in 19th, Ryan McDaniel currently 20th. Jerry Culver in 21st, Chris Lockwood has only managed to recover up to 22nd. David Ballard in 23rd, James Smith in 24th, Mickey Mouse in 25th, Russell Worth in 26th, Jason Miz 27th, Lonnie Roberts in 28th, Jim Dowman on pit road in 29th, Brendan McLaughlin now takes 29th, Dowman back to 30th, Lyle Mitchell 31st, Brandon Newby on pit road has fallen to the back. And Blair Patterson has come to the lead, Swafford has pitted. Patrick Gitter back in second now. And the points leader staying right on Blair's back bumper. Jeremy Gardner in third, 3.6 seconds back. Pudge right with him. Richie also right with him in fifth, and Kenny Hyde Jr. in sixth. Kevin Bernheimer in seventh has the kid just a few seconds back. In eighth, Jarrett Woodard in ninth, less than a second behind, and Blake Vicken in 10th right there with him. Two battles we have to watch closely here at the end. Blair Patterson versus Patrick Gitter for the win. Then you've got Gardner, Pudge, Richie, and Kenny Hyde Jr. Although it looks like Kenny is drifting back, but regardless, Kenny starting at 34th, coming up to 6th, has been a heck of a run here tonight. Third through fifth, still up for grabs. Gardner, though, in third. Pulling away just a little bit, but Richie Joplin looks like he has cranked it up. Blair Patterson cannot hold him off. Patrick Gitter is going to the lead. Massive run off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. But can Blair pull the same trick he did on Pudge earlier? Cross back over like he's dirt track, and he's going to go for it. Blair down to the bottom. Oh, they almost touch in the middle of the track at the start-finish line. Blair doing everything he can to get his second win of the season. Patrick Gitter looking for win number 6. Gardner 3.9 seconds back from this battle, and now has his hands full as Richie Joplin goes to third. Four laps to go, and it is Patrick Gitter in the lead. Patrick Gitter in front of Blair Patterson, starting to open up a very small gap. Richie Joplin and Jeremy Gardner still going at it. Gardner sends it into turn 3. Oh! Gardner washes up the track. Richie comes back around the bottom. Pudge has nothing for him. He is just watching the show. Patrick Gitter out front with 2 laps to go. Starting to pull a gap on Blair Patterson. Richie Joplin has now pulled over half a second on Jeremy Gardner. A bit of a gap between Pudge and Kenny Hyde Jr. now. Bernheimer comes down to the bottom. He's coming by Kenny. And Indy is closing in on him as well. White flag is in the air for Patrick Gitter. Blair Patterson in second has one shot at it. He closes the gap down just a tenth of a second. Down into turn 3. Patrick Gitter sends it in deep. Blair sends it in even deeper. Blair's got to run. Will it be enough? Oh, Blair sends it too hard. He gets into the wall. Out of turn 4, Patrick Gitter comes out of 4 and wins at Auto Club. Blair Patterson comes home second. Richie Joplin finishing third. Jeremy Gardner comes home fourth, and Pudge finishes fifth. And the rookie Indy comes home in ninth place. What a run out of the kid here tonight. Let's see if we can get a hold of our third place finisher. Hey, Richie, it's Doug. You got me?
How's it going, Doug?
Man, it is good. What a run you had tonight. Started in 11th. You drifted back a little bit mid-race, but you were there again when it counted.
Yes, a good pitch strategy. I was learning some stuff, and my truck was good on the long run, and it garage Pat for winning the race.
Well, man, that was one heck of a run. It definitely was a long-run truck for you tonight. A great run here tonight, though, and a great points night as well.
Thank you, Doug.
Doesn't look like we have Blair Patterson available, but I do know we have Patrick Gitter. Hey, Patrick, it's Doug. You got me?
Yes, sir. Got you, Doug.
Hey, man, should we just engrave Victory Lane with your name in it at this point? I mean...
Nah, I don't know about that, man. We still got plenty of races left. Anything can happen here. I don't know what the points gap is, but I just remember looking at it the other day and thinking, man, all it takes is one mistake or two, get to the end of the pack at the end of the race, and, who knows what could happen.
Well, it was 50 points coming into tonight over Jeremy Gardner. Gardner finishing fourth. You obviously extend that gap just a little bit more.
Yep, I appreciate it. This was a fun race. I like Auto Club just because there's so many different lines you can run here, different ways you can pass people, and then pit strategy and tire wear saving comes into play too. So there's a lot of elements to it. But Doug, honestly, just want to give you a shout out tonight. Shout out to your grandfather and for you broadcasting for us and everything you do. It just means a lot to the community and our guys. So just a cool way for us to honor you and your family tonight.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Doug.
And you know what? We would be remiss if we didn't try and get another interview here tonight with Indy. Hey, Indy, it's Doug in the booth. You got me? Hey, Indy, it's Doug. You got me?
I gotcha.
Hey, first off, congratulations. A lot of people cheering for you out there tonight, but you had one heck of a run tonight.
Yeah, I was up front the first few laps, but then the first pit stop, I missed my stall by like an inch, and that got me in dirty air. Then I couldn't get back in clean air.
Well, regardless of that, you came back, you charged back on multiple occasions, and you were running with some of the best on iRacing tonight and making them work for it. That was one heck of a drive.
Yeah, go back at the end, but my tires were pretty done, so I couldn't really catch anybody up front.
I have to ask the most important question. Who's faster, you or your dad?
Me.
Well, congratulations, man. I look forward to seeing you in many more of these, buddy.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Indy obviously had a great time. A huge shout out to the Nowski Nation, all of Pudge's guys. Pudge for putting this together tonight. I just don't have the words to say. Thank you guys so much. Hope you had as much fun as we did. Have a great night.